Good morning. Today is Tuesday, and it's the 18th, July 18th, I believe. Today is TipTop Tuesday. It's a little late today. It's like 11:15. And the topic today is going to be self-care. Decided to do it about self-care because so many of us, especially in the summer, we're outside, we're rushing around, we're doing all that stuff. And I think it's really important to take some time to take care of ourselves. And I'll put my hand up. I'll be the first one to say I don't always do that. So there's a couple things I want to talk about. And one of the things I'm going to talk about today is essential oils. I have a couple here. Drinking your water, which is important. And my kind of fun book called Smile. And also, I was going to read something out of my book. Hi, Shar. Anyway, and my book's called Earth Whisperers. The topic today is self-care. Self-care. Another aspect of being available for intuitive, energetic work is self-care. When I worked the psychic line, my plan was to work for a period of 2 hours at a time. My own comfort was a must to do the best reading for callers. So before I signed on the line, I would get comfortable on my futon sofa with a soft blanket and pillows. I had extra water and a cup of tea. I signed on to the general switchboard. The calls began. The first call was usually an amazing dazzle. The caller had a high vibrational energy, and it was an easy, joyful call. As the calls progressed, the energy of the callers became heavier and heavier with their stories and their intent. Finally, their intent was not to obtain information. Rather, the call was an obscure, obscene, sexual call, or the person was angry, possibly drunk. Why did this happen? It became apparent to me that each call, unless it was completely cleared of the caller's energy, mingled with the psychic, me, and my vibration field became denser and a slightly lower vibration. Think of a rain cloud. As the rain cloud grows, it attracts more water moisture to it, and it becomes denser, darker, and full of water. Water in Asian culture signifies emotions. In this case, the emotions from the callers became attached to the reader's energy field and I absorbed the denser emotional vibration of fear and anger. So a lot of us have experienced that. You can go into a room filled with angry people, and the tension is so thick you can cut it with a knife, right? The body often will become tense. Go into a room filled with love and joyful people, and a smile spreads across your face. Sometimes the body is a lot smarter than we give it credit for being aware. I sometimes watch my body language. Even if I have told my brain this is okay and a necessary interaction, my body will disagree. I might step back, fold my arms, move away from the interaction, and cause my stomach to tighten. So even if I do not get it, my body does. And my body is my friend. I'm sure all of us have noticed this in ourselves. So what's an easy fix to clear the energy? Putting your feet in a tub of Epsom salt helps greatly. It does not have to be hot water. Nicely warm works just as well, maybe even better. Soak your feet for up to 20 minutes or so. Another trick is to zip up your energy field prior to the work. And basically, when you're zipping up your energy, there's two lines that go from the top here all the way back down to your tailbone. And there's another one that starts here that goes right down to your pubic bone. And literally, all you're doing is unzipping and zipping it up. Same thing here. You go here. Oh, my arm doesn't go back all the way. That's fine. You hold it, you come back, and you bring it down. And that helps you get your energy field in the pink. Hi, you guys. The two essential oils that I was going to talk about today were sandalwood. Sandalwood is considered a spiritual essential oil, but it's very good for centering. If you feel like you are not being centered, you're not being grounded, you're trying to figure out what's going on, and you're in your head a lot, sandalwood is a great essential oil. And you can mix them with different oils. They're called carrier oils. But one of the things that I like to do is to just literally carry the oils. When I travel, like on a plane, I take my oils with me. I'm using this brand, but there's certainly other brands out there that are very good. And all I do is use it like the old-fashioned smelling salts. I just breathe it in. And if I am with people, I usually have a little Kleenex or something, and I put a little bit on the Kleenex, and then they can use it too when they want. Another one that's kind of uplifting and gives you a real clean sense is lemon. Now we do, and lemon is kind of an uplifting, fresh kind of thing. And I believe that it also helps deter mosquitoes. I didn't get checked back with the people that when we were hiking the other day, the lemongrass didn't seem to help, but the lemon seemed to ward off the mosquitoes. And so there's different things that essential oils will do for you. The other for self-care that I think is really important is to read inspirational books, because inspirational books are really helpful. And this book was written by a local person, and I like it, and I keep it in my treatment room because it says smile. And a good smile is worth an awful lot. And I flipped it open because I wanted to see what I should tell everybody. And it's on page 159, and it says, "There is no such thing as too many hugs." Isn't that true? I mean, that hugging and being kind to each other gives you the same endorphin lift as drugs. So that's when, then when they talk about hugs, no drugs, there's actually a physical component to that helps people get over the addiction issues at times. The other thing I wanted to talk about with self-care is the courage to face your own demons. I think we definitely all have our own broken spots in ourselves. I certainly do. And it's very important to be very compassionate with yourself and very loving to yourself, and still grounding, centering. Feel those feelings. Feelings are not bottomless. And trust yourself that you can make this shift. Sometimes we all this is a culture of compartmentalizing. I have this shelf over here, I have this shelf over here, and sometimes they mix and sometimes they not. How many times have you gone someplace and you're wounded, but you're not feeling wounded when you're meeting these other people because you're like on stage, right? So it's really important to integrate all that self. A good example for me, honestly, was yesterday. I did this phone calling for something I believe in for the arts. And I was on, I was talking to people, I was all jazzy. And then I went to see a friend of mine, and I started crying because I've been working through some heavy emotional stuff. And which I won't bore you with, but just trust me, it was there. And she remarked that my spirit was broken. And it was. It really was. And so it helps that I'm an energetic worker and I have a lot of tools, but it also helped that my friend saw me and loved me and supported me and gave me permission to work on that. So that's what I've been doing this morning. Talk about transparency. I've been clearing stuff. Sometimes I use numbers. There's a way you can do math, and the math will clear your energy. You pick numbers and then you look at something and bingo, it's just totally right on. I learned that many years ago from somebody. And I don't even know what it's called, but it's you use mathematical numbers, so your mind can't get in your way. Anyway, and it clears the DNA and lots of other things. I haven't used it in years, but it's extremely helpful today. What else? I want to encourage everyone, to be kind to each other, like we talked about. By the way, last week I had like 324 hits or 325 hits on the page on kindness. What does that tell you? People want kindness in their life. People want to be kind. They're intrigued by the topic. And part of kindness is compassion to self and self-forgiveness. That's the truth. So I'm going to look. Yes. Susie says, love this, trusting and knowing. I do daily affirmation. I am value and I am beautiful. Yes. Oh, and the person who was on the hike said the lemon was better than the lemongrass. So I wasn't getting bit by mosquitoes, but a friend of mine who's on the list right now was, and so that's what she's saying. So that's good, because she apparently is a mosquito magnet. These things happen, and I think pretty much that's all I really need to say today. Just to, I know what I wanted to say, and that one more thing. Okay, there's colors that work with the chakras, right? I think people have heard about chakras. There's like the third eye, the throat, and the heart. And so I wore this jewelry. Susan would appreciate this. See, 2 pieces, but anyway. And this piece is for the throat, and see how it's blue? The blue helps clear your throat to be able to be as clear as possible. And this one is rose quartz. It's an old-fashioned rose quartz. It actually is pink. It looks more white here, but it actually is pink. And where it's placed is right like where the heart chakra is. And so today, because this was a vulnerable topic, I used stones to help me with my talk. So different colors are for different things, and maybe next week we'll work on, or I'll talk about chakras and different colors for that. That's kind of a fun topic, don't you think? Okay, well, signing off. Have a dazzle of a day, and see you soon. Oh, hi, Mary. Thanks for coming. I'm just finishing up. The talk today was on self-care, so I think you'd appreciate that a lot. Okay. Bye. Take care. And